Politics now and dive into this month's Talking Democracy topic, political parties. Throughout American history, we've had the Federalist Party, the Whig Party, even the Bull Moose Party. But you probably know the two groups that dominate the current political landscape, the Democrats and the Republicans. So what are some of the differences between the two? Bill Snyder breaks it down.
What makes you a Republican or a Democrat? Your view of government more than anything else. If you think the federal government mostly helps people and protects them, you're probably a Democrat. If you believe government mostly interferes with people, you're probably a Republican. Franklin D. Roosevelt created the modern Democratic Party. He brought together a coalition of groups that had one thing in common. They all wanted something from the federal government. Elderly voters wanted Social Security and later Medicare. Labor unions wanted government to protect their right to organize workers. Poor people wanted relief from the Great Depression. Farmers wanted good prices for their crops. The New Deal taught Democrats that the power of government could be used to promote economic justice. The Civil Rights Movement of the 1960s, which was embraced by John F. Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson, taught Democrats that the power of government could be used to promote social justice. Minorities seeking to end discrimination joined the Democratic coalition: African Americans, Latinos, Asian Americans, gays, and one non-minority group that wanted government protection: women. By the 1970s, many Americans felt the federal government had become too powerful and intrusive. Ronald Reagan created the modern Republican Party. He brought together a coalition of groups that had one thing in common. They all had a grievance with the federal government. Suburban homeowners wanted lower taxes. Businesses wanted less government regulation. Some white men felt that affirmative action for women and minorities threatened their rights. Religious voters believed activist federal judges were violating their personal values and religious liberties. Here's a test. If you think the federal government should be responsible for providing health insurance for every American, you're probably a Democrat. If you think the primary responsibility rests with people themselves, then you're probably a Republican. The Republican Party has always been the party of the in-groups in society, wealthier, more established groups that value tradition and the status quo. In short, conservatives. The Democratic Party appeals to out-groups: the poor, the disadvantaged, the discriminated, people who are looking to change the status quo. In short, liberals. Republicans believe theirs is a party of winners and the Democrats a party of losers. Democrats believe theirs is a party of progress and the Republicans a party of privilege. Bill Snyder for CNN Student News, Philadelphia.
Now that you've got some of the basics, we want to hear your take on political parties. Head to our webpage and check out our one sheet for some more background. Then send us in an iReport with your thoughts on political parties past and present. Plus, you can see how some Kansas students held their own caucus. And another class gives us reasons to exercise our right to vote. With parental permission, you could submit your own videos at cnnstudentnews.com. Before we go, let's check out a Washington tradition that's been rolling along for decades. It's the